Hello and welcome to The Healing Way. My name's Richard Clark, and on this video I'd like to be talking about the Healing with Energy Step 3 method that I'm developing, and this is just background information just to help me work things out really, and to update on how it's going. I use this video channel, The Healing Way, for this sort of thing, to explore, study, look into all the different aspects of healing, and it helps me tremendously to get my thoughts straight and to get a better grip of sometimes things that are very complicated. Very complicated. Strains the brain a bit, but that's what we've got brains for, so it has to be done. Okay, Healing with Energy Step 3. The method is about healing energy in the body that is not part of any physical process. It hasn't been created from something physical. Unlike step 2, where it was about healing the energy or re-energising the vitamins and minerals of the body. So step 3 is a different problem. It's putting right the energy that's in the body, although this is still material energy. Although it's independent of matter, it is still material in itself, and this is because I think it's part of a transport system. It is to transport physical elements, information, instructions around the body, and when this energy becomes damaged, which I think it has, well, I'm sure it has, it stops functioning. So what the energy, the information that's being communicated is blocked. It doesn't get around the body, which leads to all kinds of problems, harmful problems. I've got the method to heal the energy, which relies on oils. And this is a bit strange that nobody's tumbled upon it in the past. I was wondering this because people have been using oils, rubbing oils into each other for thousands of years. This is not a new idea. And we've also got all kinds of different new age therapies that involve oils. People are using oils all the time. The only thing I can think is that all my methods so far use materials in proximity to the body. Right? No oil is rubbed into the body, and only very small amounts are used. Right, again, the oil is put in cotton pads, small cotton pads that are placed on strategic areas of the body, mainly inside the forearms, as usual. This is for the bone marrow, the back of the neck, the nape of the neck, and the throat. And the oils that I've been using are organic flaxseed oil, coconut oil, and walnut oil. Again, with interesting results, and even more interesting to me is these oils are not natural to the body. The flaxseed oil is full of omega oils, 3s and 6s, so possibly that is of use, but I don't know if we use coconut. Our bodies have evolved using coconut oil, certainly not in the UK. There's not many coconuts here. Now then, I need to just give thanks at this point to my friend Gavin, who's absolutely wonderful bloke. He has tremendous insights into the healing work. I'm not sure how this works out. He puts information in and I tend to develop it all, the healing methods. He's very good when I'm stuck. I can talk to him and he's very insightful. And the reason I'm mentioning him is not just to give thanks. I mean, it's not just Gav, there's loads of people over the years that have helped and let me work on them. I mean, my gratitude is just, it's impossible to say how I feel about this or how to express my gratitude, short of creating a 2-hour video where I just reel off names. But anyway, Gavin came up with the idea of using the oils in small amounts, just a couple of drops, which I missed, and adding to the liquid oil. I think only the liquid oil needs this, a very small or tiny amount of aspirin, which he called an accelerant. Now I've been looking at this, and that seems to be the case, that it's the aspirin with liquid oil You get some oil, such as coconut oil, which is solid and doesn't seem to need it. But liquid oil, certainly with flax oil, just a very small amount of aspirin, and I've been using this, and I will put up a demonstration video when the time's right, hopefully in a week or two, when I've nailed all this down. Right, so what we've got is there is a flow of energy going around the body. This is another transport mechanism. We're full of them. We're full of these ways that energy passes around us in sort of like in conduits. They look like conduits. This is nothing to do with the problems that Healing with Energy Step 1 dealt with. They were very large conduits. They were large, so it seemed to me they're used for transporting bulk amounts of energy around the body. It's kind of like a sewer system, if you like. It's for removing waste energy, drawing in fresh energy. It very much strikes me the problems that Step 1 deal with, the system involved is like a sewer system. This system is completely different. This is a communication system. The conduits that are used are very small, which indicates it's not moving bulk energy around, but just small amounts of, or it could be large amounts of information, but the conduits are certainly not large. And I should say at this point, it's what I perceive. If you cut someone open and start looking for conduits, I don't think you'd find them. Hope you wouldn't, and I hope you don't cut anyone open. But this is a perceived thing. These conduits are perceived. So there's conduits. Now these conduits flow, or the energy flows, all around the body. It seems to start in the inside of the forearms, which always means bone marrow to me. And it's the place where the program of the bone marrow is. And from here, this, as I said earlier, this seems like, on the last video, this does seem like bone marrow HQ. It's where everything is done. There's the program that communicates to the bone marrow, how it works. The immune system seems to take its cues from this area of the body. It all happens on the inside of the forearms. I would imagine with people who are amputees, who have had parts, they've lost an arm or both arms or whatever, or not born with them, I would imagine the body adapts and simply shifts the focus, shifts bone marrow HQ to some other part of the body, because obviously the body will carry on functioning. It's very adaptive. But anyway, the energy seems to start off or collect its information from the forearms, and it moves all around the body, all through the body, right to the fingertips, the toes, all through the legs, the arms, everywhere, with this information. But it's when it gets to the brain that it seems to get interesting, because the first thing I noticed happening when this energy reached the brain, let's talk more about the method. The method puts oil into small amounts of oil and tapes into cotton wool, and tapes the cotton wool into the forearms. And you've got this flow of energy going around the body. It's like a river. And into that river, small amounts of energy are going, like streams. So it's like streams feeding into a river, and the pads stay on for quite some time. They'll stay on all day, and you need them maybe up to 3 days, night and day use. It doesn't have to be continuous, but a total of three days. And in that time, the energy is fed into the system, and it repairs the energy flow. Why this energy flow gets damaged, I don't know. That is not clear. It is definitely harmed, and it's definitely not right, and it gets to the point where when it's damaged, it doesn't do the job properly, but in a lot of people it's not doing the job at all. It's very strange. So, the energy goes in, the repair energy goes in, and then the information goes from the bone marrow, moves around the body, but it goes first and mainly to the brain. Now this makes sense, because the brain and the bone marrow seem to be, like the bone marrow seems to be the brain of the body, and the brain seems to be the bone marrow of the mind or the head. There's a definite link. They're like the same thing but different because they have different jobs or they have different applications. So the connection, the brain receives information. It's more than information, it's instructions. It receives instructions from the bone marrow. And I think that these instructions, yeah, that makes sense. The bone marrow or the immune system takes in all the information about the body, everything that needs to be done, the repairs and everything else. No, not the repairs, because the immune system does that itself. Right, it gathers information about the body. Let's leave it at that, the immune system does. That information is fed into the bone marrow, which feeds it into the energy flow, which then goes up into the brain. Now the brain then uses this information to make corrective changes in the body. Perhaps that's correct, or maintain the balance, or to adjust the body, or to keep the body as it should be. Right, an interesting thing that happened was once this repaired energy and information got to the brain, it flushed out the brain. What I think happens is, without this information, the energy in the brain stagnates. It needs a flow. Yeah, it has to flow. It flows in, it flows out. It's part of a circulatory system of energy through the body. And when this energy stops, it stagnates in the brain. And it seems, it keeps looking like Alzheimer's. It keeps looking like Alzheimer's. Because the brain cells become congested with energy and I wouldn't say they stop functioning, but it brings about a distortion in the brain cells. It's definitely another one for another video. I've got suspicions about this, that you're looking at dementia. It's like a factor of dementia. But anyway, once the step 3 restores the energy, then everything else is restored and we've taken another step towards health. So that's more along the road. Good. Have to look more at this, still studying it. Hope to post the method on the Methods channel, Healing with Energy, soon. And then the next one, step 4, will be gravity, I think. Okay, if you've got this far, thank you very much. I appreciate you listening. If you want to post comments, feel free. There's Facebook, there's YouTube, we're on YouTube, there's the blog, and I'm now on Twitter as well. Talk about connected universe. Okay, thank you very much for listening and watching. I appreciate it. Thank you. Cheerio.